Here's how to create an invoice for a performance on BookLive. Creating a professional performance really helps your act stand out against all other acts who are not using professional invoices and instead maybe request cash or a Venmo at the gig or afterwards. Invoices really help keep things organized and make it clear, especially when you're working with corporate clients who actually require an invoice to submit to the accounting department in order for them to cut you a check. So, this requires that you have your act set up on BookLive and that you've created a performance on your BookLive calendar. And the next thing that we're going to want to do is once you create that performance, it brings you automatically to the invoicing tab since the priority is getting you paid for your work. This is where you'll set up the invoice by adding services and discounts to that invoice. To start, go ahead and click the blue Add Service button underneath the service heading. And what that will do is it will open up a menu for you to pick from the services that you have predefined for your act. For example, Extreme String Solo for 1 hour, it pulls in that it's $495, and then musician count is listed as 1 musician. Go ahead and hit save. And that will update the line items on your invoice and the total price for the performance. It also updates that in other places as well. Now, if you don't have any services in your acts library, you can click Add Service, and then the default will be to create a new service. So you can name these services whatever you'd like, but we suggest a standard convention such as 1 hour and then maybe a specific gig type attached for that. So wedding ceremony, 1 hour, and then put your price. And then you can put a default deposit amount, which is your down payment for the gig, typically 25 to 50% of the gig. So that's 500 and 1 musician. And that will add that to the line items on the gig. Now you also can add other line items. Say, for example, you wanted to add a custom song. You charge people to, learn new music, and that will add another line item and update the total. You can keep doing that until the services accurately reflect what you're actually doing for this gig. If you wanted to add an additional 15 minutes or a sound engineer, you would just add more services to the services section of your invoice. Now, some musicians like to offer discounts as a way to incentivize people to take action and book right now. In order to do that, you click Add Discount underneath the discount heading. And then if you have discounts in your acts library, then you can choose from those discounts, or you can create a new discount. Let's go ahead and create a new discount. We will call this the 25% fast action discount. And then you'll choose whether or not this is a percentage discount or a fixed dollar amount discount. So I'm going to go ahead and check the box for a fixed percentage and call it a 25% discount. I hit save, and that adds the discount to your invoice. It calculates the percentage, which here in this case was $255, bringing the total to $1,020 minus $255 equals $765. Now, that has built the invoice. The next step is to view it and send it to your client. On the bottom left of the Invoice tab, you will see Invoice Actions. Go ahead and click that button, and then click the first option, View Invoice. That will open up the invoice where you can see the invoice number, your address, the name, the date, the time, the venue, etc. And then you'll see the line items, which pulls from those services that you created earlier. It subtotals up those services, and then it adds the discount section, shows you what the discounts are, and then the total. The other really cool thing is that it lets your clients pay either the down payment or the balance right on this invoice page. And that opens up a credit card box for them to enter in their details, and you would just send them the link to this page. Now, back in the performance view on the invoice tab, you actually could click View Actions and then Send Invoice, which would email your client to the address that you have set up in their client profile earlier. So that requires you to have a client attached to the performance. The benefits of this are immense, makes you look extremely professional, and that is how to create and send an invoice for a gig on BookLive.